Last night I was connecting with my inner child, and some revelations and different perspectives began to surface. I had this thought that what if every time I've experienced depression, pain, rejection, abuse, as a young person, a little child, or even a young adult, what if these moments were also linked to the moments in my adult life or my later life where I was rejecting myself, feeling lost, abandoning myself, even betraying myself on some level, feeling swallowed up in my insecurities, so on and so forth. I began to follow this more deeply. Many of us are familiar with the concept of being a guide to your younger self. However, this revelation seemed to take it a step further, because again, it puts us into this question around time. We tend to experience linear time, even if we can understand that time is not linear, that everything is circular and our lives are cyclical. We perceive a beginning point, childhood for example, as where the foundations and programs are laid. But from this perspective, it offers another angle on karma and reaping what you sow, and these cyclical energies, these cycles, and the concept of breaking them or stepping beyond them. Because what if, and just what if, all of those times I experienced the rejection and pain as a young person, my adult self was engaging in free will choices that brought about that emotion, that experience into my reality. And so too did the inner me, the little kid me that once really did exist or experience her existence, feel and experience that. What if every time I've given up on myself, she was given up on, or she gave up on herself? And every time I, let's say, blamed that on what happened to me previously or before, I was giving away my power of free will in this present moment to change my own story here and now in a very real way, to come through for myself. Little me, now as adult me. The snake eating its own tail really comes to mind with this perspective. And again, it really brings linear time into question, or our perception of it anyways, because where really is the starting point and the ending point? If all moments exist within now, then of course everything I do now will affect my past, my present, and my future. So what if the way to change the story, in a sense, or to give that support to the child self, really genuinely is to choose to come through for self now, to honor self, to accept self, or basically the opposite, the contrary to the pains experienced. The logic is flawed as it is still a what-if scenario and an explorative perspective. However, to those of you who appreciate to listen to this, I appreciate to candidly share these thoughts when they come through, because they are ultimately leading to bigger revelations, and hopefully we can piggyback off of each other and hopefully spark ideas for us. This is not a new concept, but I do appreciate going within and trying to really break down how that actually could work as mechanics in a way. And of course, this perspective does imply a great deal of responsibility that we have in our lives then to our own experience. And it takes this idea of manifestation and abstract concepts and shows more so how they might actually literally be functioning in our experience. And perhaps there is no way to actually change, no need to feel guilty for those times we did give up on self or had hard experiences that felt beyond our control. The goal is not punishment or making an even further rift between ourselves and us. In fact, it's the opposite goal. The goal is liberation through new truths and new perspectives, a better experience, more freedom, and more empowerment. The goal ultimately is a form of evolution, and concepts, ideas, perspectives, like anything, have an opportunity to grow, and I feel that they should.